So today I'm talking about how victim mentality can keep you stuck from moving past complex PTSD, childhood trauma, or narcissistic abuse, okay? For those that don't know me, my name is Michele. I'm the founder of the Thriver School of Transformation, which is a monthly membership where we take all the things I talk about on my channel and together on a weekly basis, we learn how to put them into practice in our life. Okay, so if that's something that you might be interested in, please make sure you check out in the description box below. So, getting back to today's topic, victim mentality, okay. The reality is that anybody that has been through narcissistic abuse, right, or childhood trauma, whether it was in your childhood or as an adult, the reality is that you were a victim. You were a victim of abuse. And in no way do we want to deny that reality or minimize the pain and the suffering or the consequences of what come about because of that circumstance. However, what we do want to realize is that there's a difference between being a victim and developing victim mentality, right? Being a victim is just because of what happened to you, right? You had no control over that. Victim mentality develops when we make three things a part of our identity, and that's powerlessness, lack of control, and suffering. And so the consequence of making those three characteristics a part of your personality is that you develop the mindset that there is nothing you can do to either improve your situation or to really heal and move forward. So we all know people, right? I'm thinking of a specific person, a specific family member that I know that has this victim mentality. And so they will complain about their lot in life, right? They will complain about the suffering that they have. They will talk about the suffering that they have. However, no matter what advice is given, no matter what help is made available, it's almost like they reject it and stay in that same cycle of suffering, complaining about the suffering, but not doing anything about the suffering, and complaining and staying in that loop. So the reason that happens is because there was a time when that person was a victim, right? And this happened in childhood, and I'm speaking of this specific case, but I'm hoping that it resonates with you as well. But this particular person at one time in their life was a real victim of horrible, childhood trauma. And there was nothing at that time that they could do, right? Because no child can be empowered enough to overcome the abuse that they're undergoing in their life. So there is that helplessness, that powerlessness, that inability to change the suffering that they're going through. However, circumstances change. External circumstances change, right? That child grows up, that child becomes an adult. And the people that were inflicting the suffering are no longer in that person's life. But if they have that victim mentality, it doesn't matter what external circumstances change, they still feel that powerlessness, that helplessness. Learned helplessness is very much like what happens with an elephant, okay? I've done videos on this topic years ago, but learned helplessness is like when that baby elephant has a rope around its ankle. Maybe it's attached to a tree, maybe it's attached to like a weight, right? That baby yanks and yanks and yanks and tries to break free, but can't because he or she doesn't have the strength. Well, learned helplessness is that baby elephant is now an adult elephant, and he or she doesn't even try to move their leg because in their mind they can't. They couldn't as a child, they couldn't despite how many times they tried, so why bother trying? That's what a lot of victims of narcissistic abuse or childhood trauma wind up developing, that outlook, right? As children, they couldn't change the situations. Their external world has changed, but they think, why bother trying? And the reason this is such a dangerous thought or belief to internalize is because our subconscious mind once it internalizes a belief, once it becomes part of our subconscious programming, its whole job is to prove to us how true our beliefs are. So our subconscious mind isn't like our conscious mind, where our conscious mind will have opinions. We'll think that's a good belief, that's a bad belief. That's something I like, that's something I don't like. Our subconscious mind doesn't think like that. It's just like a computer that once it gets a belief, it runs it like a program. So if your belief is, no matter what I do, it doesn't matter, I'm never going to heal, your subconscious mind will make sure that you notice every little thing in your life that supports that belief. Okay, so for example, I was talking about this with one of the members of the Thriver School of Transformation, where she told me, she's like, Michele, I don't think I'll ever be able to heal. You know, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried that, and nothing has helped. Do you really think you can help me? And as soon as I hear that, I automatically know that this person is running a belief. The belief is, nothing is going to help me. And so what will happen with that belief, and this is what I was trying to convey to her, was that your mind will start to show you evidence all the time of that belief. That's what our subconscious does. So maybe she'll wake up and she'll feel depressed. And the subconscious mind will be like, see, look, notice that. You're not healing. This isn't working. Nothing you do is going to help, right? Or maybe she'll have a bad day, or something will happen, and the brain is constantly going to point out evidence to the belief. It will notice when she is doing something, right, that is helping. But what will happen is, because when you're deviating from your beliefs, and if you consistently do it long enough, your subconscious mind notices. And your subconscious mind will be like, wow, she's feeling happy consecutively for a while now. You know, that's not part of our belief system. Our belief is that, you know, we suffer, and nothing is going to take the suffering away, and no matter how hard we try, we're going to stay stuck. So what will happen in that person's life is that they will start to sabotage their movement forward. They'll start to put off whatever they've been doing that's helpful, or they'll start, you know, not showing up to the weekly, and in this case with the membership, not showing up to the weekly membership. They'll start, you know, whatever goals that they were setting, they'll start slacking. They'll start procrastinating. All of those things are things that the subconscious mind starts engaging or encouraging you to engage in, so that it stays in the belief, nothing will help me. Okay? So the reason I'm putting this video out there is so that anyone that is actively wanting to overcome the side effects of complex PTSD, that actively wants to stop living in the default settings that have come about because of the trauma, right? And now they want to actually create the life that they really want as the person that they really are. You have to ask yourself, take a moment, and when it comes to working through these things, what is your belief? Is your belief, I don't think anything's going to help me, I'm never going to change, this is impossible, this is too hard? Start listening to the thoughts that come up when you're thinking about working through complex PTSD. Because if those are the thoughts and beliefs that come up, then you're going to find yourself procrastinating and sabotaging your success. It doesn't matter what program you choose. It could be the perfect program for you. It could be the perfect program to help overcome complex PTSD. But if your belief is that you're not going to heal, you won't stick with it. And for anyone that's watching this, and maybe you start to realize, wow, you know, I do feel that way. I do feel like, you know, nothing I do is ever going to help. I do feel like, you know, look at all the years I've been stuck. It's going to be impossible for me to get unstuck. If you notice that, and you're realizing that maybe that's a little bit of victim mentality creeping in, rather than condemn yourself, rather than putting yourself down, be proud of yourself for having the awareness to notice, right? Because now that you notice it, that's the only way you can shift out of it. So view this, if it resonates with you, as something positive, that now you're seeing that maybe if your beliefs are that you're never going to heal, without realizing it, you've been sabotaging your success, or your subconscious mind has been trying to sabotage it. Now you can start learning how to have beliefs that support your journey. Okay? And if you need help with that, if it's too hard to do alone, make sure you check out the Thriver School of Transformation, because we meet weekly. So it really helps with accountability. It really helps with having that consistency, because our subconscious mind is a habit mind. It learns by what we do regularly and consecutively. And we're still in the month of March, so there is the coupon where you can try the school for 15% off. So it's always in the description box below. But either way, get in touch with what your thoughts are in regards to your healing. Do you have thoughts or beliefs that support and make you feel like you can heal? Or are your thoughts pulling you back and preventing you from healing? Something to think about.